Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for the first season, the entire first season of Orange is the New Black Season 1. And, Orange is the New Black, this is a show that, I always wanted, and by the way, I did not predict to wear, I did not plan this, I did not plan to review Orange is the New Black and be wearing an orange shirt. I randomly put on an orange shirt today, and I happen to be reviewing Orange is the New Black to you. So it is, if I am wearing an orange shirt, it is pure coincidence. It is purely coincidental. Okay, but Orange is the New Black, this is a show that I always wanted to see. I heard it was a very good show when it first came out, and I was planning on watching it at some point last year, but I just didn't get a chance to. And I figured, you know what, Season 2's coming back, Season 2's, it's coming back, in June. I better binge watch this show. So I binge watched the first season of Orange is the New Black, and overall, what did I think of Orange is the New Black? I love this show. I thought it was a fantastic show. I thought it's some really, really, definitely one of my favorite shows on TV right now. Yes, I do consider this a TV series. I know some of you probably do too. Look, here's the thing. If it can get nominated for an Emmy, it is a TV series. And it is not a web series. Just do not call Orange is the New Black a web series. Just don't. Don't do it. This show, I really, really enjoyed it. I've seen 2 shows on Netflix so far. Orange is the New Black and Derek. Derek is a show that I might review for you, or I might not. We'll see where that goes. But Orange is the New Black Season 1, I overall really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to Season 2. So, let's just get to what Orange is the New Black is about. So, Orange is the New Black is a very complex show. It has a lot of characters, but our main character is Piper. She is this bisexual woman. She's living in New York City, and in her earlier life, she had a girlfriend, Alex, who was part of a drug cartel, and because of that, so she's in a drug cartel, and they actually broke up over this. She is now getting married to this guy, Larry, and unfortunately, because of the whole drug cartel thing, after all this time, she is being sentenced to a federal prison for 15 months for transporting a suitcase full of drug money to Alex, who, as I said, is an international drug smuggler. And, basically what happens, though, is, she shows up in the prison. It's basically her struggle in the prison, her meeting people in the prison, sort of that kind of story, that's kind of what it's all about. And overall, it's a really, really great show. There's a lot to talk, there's a lot of characters in the show. This show is very, very large cast, and I'll talk about the ones that I really wanted to talk about, of course, the standouts and things like that. So, let's just get to Orange is the New Black, Season 1. The first thing, of course, we have to talk about is the acting. The acting in the show is by far the best part of the show. I mean, if this show didn't have good acting, then it probably would not be good, and, it is really good. Let's talk about our main star. Taylor Schilling plays Piper. She's really, really good. I mean, I like Piper's character overall. I like that she is not perfect. I do like that. I like that she's not a prissy character or anything like that. I like that she does have flaws. That's what I love about each and every one of these characters. They have flaws. And she has a lot of flaws, of course. I like that we see a lot of her backstory. And that's one of the things I didn't expect on the show. Each character, they spend a backstory on a character and episode, and I think that's really cool. I never thought this show would do something like that, but that's really cool that they do that, and that's definitely one of my favorite parts of the show is the backstories. The backstories on this show are always amazing, and as I said, Taylor Schilling is quite good as Piper. Then you have Laura Prepon as her girlfriend, as her former girlfriend, Alex, who, of course, she actually meets up with Alex in the first episode, in the prison, which I thought was a great twist. How do I feel about her character? I like her character overall. I think she does good acting. I think she actually has really good acting. I think her acting is actually a little bit better than Taylor Schilling. I love Taylor Schilling's acting, but I think she's actually a little bit better. I like her character overall, and she's a good character overall. I like her character. You really don't really know whether to side with Alex or whether to side with Piper, which I kind of like. You can side with both of them, and I overall enjoy that with their character. Then you have some of the other prisoners. You have Kate Mulgrew as Red, who Red is the kind of character that you do not want to mess with. She is actually the cook of the chef of the prison, And she is a crazy woman. I mean, you want to know how crazy she is? I'll tell you guys right now. The second episode is called Tit Punch, and that is because in the episode, Red gets so upset, she goes right up to this woman's breast implants, and she punches her right in the tits. And it's really funny to watch. I think she does a really great job acting. She always, you know, she's one of those scene stealer type of people. Like, if she goes on the screen, she does a lot of scene stealers, and she's one of my favorite characters on this show. Like, that episode where we got her backstory in episode 2 made her a much more vulnerable character. You cared more about her, and I really love her acting. I think she's great, and Kate Mulgrew as Red, definitely one of my favorites. Then you have Jason Biggs as Larry, who, of course, is Piper's fiance. He has some of the funniest scenes in the entire show. You know, some of the funniest scenes in the show, because his family's crazy. His family's hilarious and things like that. I love his family on the show. They're really, really funny. And I think he has some of the funniest scenes on the show, so I like his character overall. I don't, you know, the ending of Season 1 is kind of sad, though, and I'll get to that. But then you have Taryn Manning as Pennsatucky. We'll talk about the prisoners first, then we'll get some of the other ones. Pennsatucky is the craziest woman on this show. I mean, completely religion crazed, but very, very good performance from Taryn Manning. She did a really great job. By far, though, the best part of this entire show, hands down, the funniest character on this show is Uza Aduba as Crazy Eyes. She steals the show. Steals the show. I don't care what you guys say. She steals the show. I mean, every line I will tell you this. I'm not going to tell you what her funniest line is. I'm just going to say you'll never think of chocolate and vanilla swirls the same ways again after you meet Crazy Eyes. You'll really want one. You'll probably sing the song when you get a chocolate and vanilla swirl, because when I get one, I start singing it. It's just so catchy. And, yeah, so she is so, so funny. I love her character, and she definitely is my favorite character on this show. She's hilarious, and I just can't get enough of her character. Then you have a couple of the prison staff, and Pablo Schreiber as Pornstache. He is creepy. I mean, this guy is literally the really creepy character. He makes the show really crazy. Any scene that he has, it's always crazy. But he does a really great job in being so crazy and being sort of like that you don't really know where he's going to go sort of character. Like, sometimes he's rational, sometimes he's completely irrational. I think in one episode he even raped one of the prison staff, so he goes pretty far, and I overall really did enjoy his character. I think he's pretty strong. Then you have Matt McGorry as Bennett, who, he's the complete opposite of Pornstache. He's very caring. He's actually in a relationship with one of the prisoners, which is kind of interesting. And then the only other one to talk about, I think, is what's his name? Michael J. Harney as Mr. Healy. Mr. Healy, you know, he is actually the first one that is nice to Piper. You think he's going to be sort of like the father figure for Piper, but then he starts to, like, call her out when he finds out that she used to be a lesbian, because he's completely against that. And overall, I like his character. I do like where his character goes, and he does a pretty good job. So that's the cast. As I said, huge cast on the show, lots of characters, and there are a lot more I could talk about. I would be here all day if I named every single character on the show. I really would. But let's talk about the spoilers. If you guys have not seen Orange is the New Black Season 1, which I'm sure you guys have, but if you have not seen the first season, don't watch the rest of the review, because I'm going to give you some major spoilers, and then I'll give you Season 2 predictions. So you can pretty much turn off this video now. But if you guys have not seen the rest of it, turn off this video, watch the Season 1, and then come back to this. You can even get it on DVD, because it's on Blu-ray now, so you can get it on Blu-ray now. I mean, seriously, you can buy it on Blu-ray. So, of course, the biggest thing we have to talk about, of course, is Pennsatucky and Piper. As we know, they had that huge fight at the end of the finale. Piper, like, literally beat the shit out of her. I mean, seriously, she messed Pennsatucky up. Pennsatucky was crazy, though, so, I mean, she kind of deserved it. What I think they're trying to show now is that Piper is going to be a very different character. She's going to be much more violent. You know, for most of the season, she was a lot more vulnerable, and she kind of didn't have a say in things, and that was kind of her revenge on certain people. So I thought she did a really great job. Oh, also, Laverne Cox. I forgot to talk about Laverne Cox. She's really great on the show as well, Laverne Cox. She's fantastic. But Piper, she is going to be a very different character in the second season, and I thought that whole scene was amazing. Mr. Healy just walked away, so I don't think Mr. Healy cares one shit about Piper anymore, so we'll have to see what that was all about. And then, you know, Red did get fired from the kitchen, which is going to be interesting to see this new girl take her place. It's going to be interesting to see them feud. Probably really funny because Red stuff is always really funny. Let's talk about the big death in this season. Trisha. When Trisha died, when she was first introduced, I'm like, why is Reese Witherspoon on this show? I literally think she looked like Reese Witherspoon with dreads. That's what she looks like. I call her Reese Witherspoon Dreadhead. I do. But when she died, I literally was like, because I didn't expect them to kill off a major character on this show, and that was a pretty big thing that they killed off Trisha. I mean, I was enjoying her character, but okay, she's dead. I think that means that they're going to kill off somebody else in Season 2. I don't think it's going to be Pennsatucky. I don't think Pennsatucky's dead because she's on the poster for Season 2, but I do think someone is going to die. It's not going to make it out of Season 2. I do think that. The other character, you know, the other big thing we have to talk about, of course, is Larry. Where do Larry and Piper stand right now? Not in a good place, and Alex and Piper don't stand in a good place. So I don't think it's going to work out for either of them. We'll have to see what happens there. But those are pretty much all the spoilers. Let's get to Season 2 predictions. A couple things I have heard is that we are going to see more with Crazy Eyes. We're going to find out why Crazy Eyes is at the prison, what the whole reasoning for that is, and that's going to be interesting to see why Crazy Eyes is at the prison. And I forgot to say, the best part of the show, hands down, are the backstories. They do the backstories so well in this show, and I'm looking forward to seeing Crazy Eyes' backstory. That's going to be really cool to see. I did hear we're going to get a couple new prisoners, a couple new prison guards, a couple new characters in general, so we'll have to see them. I'm looking forward to them, to see where they stand and things like that. That's going to be cool. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. So I treat this show like an original show for you. So, and you go, know what, guys? I like doing these season reviews. I'm not watching this show, like, back-to-back for 13 hours straight, like I'm sure a lot of you do. I have no problem with doing that. It's just that I just don't want to do that. I don't find myself spending 13 hours. I just find that useless. I find that pointless, and you know what? As I said, I treat this as a TV show. If I truly want to treat it as a TV show, I will watch it as a TV show. And that means, guys, and I'm doing this because I love you guys, and that's why I'm doing this, and because I want to review this show, and I want to do good reviews on this show. If I want to do a good review on this show, I'm going to review one episode a week. I will watch one episode a week, and I'll watch all 13 episodes, but I won't watch it till once a week. So, you know, this Friday, when the first episode comes out, I will review it, and I'll review every episode on, you know, an episode a week on Fridays, because Friday is the day that it premieres, so I'm going to review it Fridays to you, and that's basically what I have to say, is I'll review it on Fridays. So yeah, I will review that show on Fridays for you, and I'm looking forward to doing it, honestly. I think it's going to be a fun show to review, and that's the other thing I like about Orange is the New Black. It's sometimes a comedy, sometimes a drama, and they do a really good job with doing that. It's one of those shows that, if you're down, it can put you in a really good mood, but also there are some scenes that are kind of sad and things like that. What I also like is that it's a very pushing boundaries type of show. I feel like if the show was on any network, it would be either HBO or Showtime, because it goes pretty far as far as the language goes. Like, every other word out of their mouth is fuck, which, I mean, I got no problem with that. They're in a prison, so I expect that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the second season. I think the second season is going to be really, really strong. Let me know what you guys saw the first season of the show. I overall really do enjoy it. You know, I really, really love the first season. As I said, there's some really great scenes, things I'll never forget. Let's talk about the episodes, how I feel about the episodes overall. Favorite episode of the season, hands down, is the season finale. It was really intense. There were a lot of really great scenes in the season finale. I loved it. Least favorite episode of the season, either the chickening, which is the most pointless episode of the show ever. It's about a magical chicken that can save them from the prison. It's the stupidest thing ever. And episode 12. Episode 12 is just boring. Probably those two episodes. Those are the only episodes, though, that I didn't love. There was stuff in episode 5 that I liked. There was stuff in episode 12 I liked. So, there's no, like, bad episode of this show. It's not one of those kind of shows. It's more like shows, it's had weaker episodes. But overall, I think Season 2, they are going to improve that. I heard Season 2 is going to be darker, so we'll have to see what happens there. But, I forgot to talk about the biggest thing of all. Laura Prepon sent an interview. Alex is going to be on the show, but I'm only staying on the show to, she's only staying on the show, to close out her storyline. Now, when I heard they're saying they're going to close out their storyline, I'm thinking Alex is going to die. Because if she is not going to be on the show anymore after Season 2, she's not going to be let go of the prison. I mean, she was a drug dealer. She's not just going to be let go from the prison. It does not make any sense if that happens. So, obviously, well, I don't think she's going to be let go from the prison. I think she's probably going to get killed off. We'll have to see what happens there, but I don't really know. But that's it for my review of Orange is the New Black Season 1. Let me know what you guys think of the show. I will be reviewing Season 2 for you on Friday. The first episode of Season 2 on Friday. I will review it for you. That's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. And my next review will be for a Broadway soundtrack, If Then, and then also the movies that are coming out in June, because I have to do both those reviews. So stay tuned for that, and I'll review those for you. Okay, bye.